It's Tuesday and I am back to spice up your YouTube experience with some aimless chatter and some shaky POV cycling footage. I'm going to talk about the 3-day hump and my experience of the 3-day hump. This is something you hear cycle tourist people talk about, and it's that first moment in a multi-day ride when you start to feel, oh, I'm tired and I'm hungry and my legs hurt and this was a terrible idea, I don't know if I can do this, I just want to go home. And as the name suggests, people seem to think it happens about 3 days into your ride, but I don't really see it. I mean, I suppose it's really personal and different for everyone, but if anything, for me, it happens about 2 days before I set off, because that's when I suddenly realise, oh my god, I'm going somewhere. Have I packed enough pants? Have I packed too many pants? Should I have brushed up on my hand-to-hand combat skills? You know, I haven't got enough time, I'm not ready, all that kind of stuff. But then, once you're actually out of the door and you're pedaling, every day just seems to get better. You know, you find your groove, your stamina gets up, you get into a routine, you work out how much food you need to be carrying, how you can get water, all that sort of stuff. And from there, normally it's day 3 or 4 when I start to think, this is amazing, I might never go home. I think I'm gonna go feral and just live in the woods like a dirty little caveman. But anyway, that's just something I was thinking about and I thought I'd share because I'm on my own, and if I don't talk to you guys, I'll be talking to myself, and nobody wants that. Anyway, as I said, it's Tuesday morning. It's another rather grey day, and yesterday was amazing. It was hot, it was too hot if I'm honest. There was no shelter, wind in my face. I mean, the wind's always in my face, it seems, in Denmark. But I'd met a rather nice Swiss gentleman at the camping shelter the night before, and I had said I'd try and meet up with him again at another shelter place about 80 miles up the coast, but I just couldn't do it. So my friend, if you ever stumble across this video, I'm very sorry. I did mean to get there. I just I needed to rest. It all got a bit much, so I pitched the tree tent in the forest and slept there instead. But I'm going to try and make up some miles today, but it is very, very windy. I just found this on the side of the road. Thought it might be a rune stone, but actually it's a memorial. Apparently in 1811, on Christmas Eve, the HMS St George and the HMS Defence were both wrecked on the coast here, and 1,400 people drowned. The bodies all washed up on the beaches and are buried in the sand dunes. Apparently these dunes are now called the Dunes of the Dead, which sounds like a really hammy horror film, but quite an interesting little historical nugget that I never knew about. I take back everything I said earlier. I am tired and I want to go home. If only because if I turn round, I'd have the wind on my back, which would be absolutely spectacular. Nah, It's not that bad really. It's pretty bleak today, I have to say. The clouds are very low, the wind is pretty strong and consistently in my face. I had to put my helmet on for the first time just because I was in traffic and I wasn't on a cycle path. It felt really weird. But I've just stopped outside the church at Fjaltring to have a sandwich and catch my breath and to do a little shout out. I was going to do a shout out to Amber, who is hopefully watching my videos and following along and developing the beginnings of a lifelong obsession with maps. If her father is bringing her up properly. Timothy, do right by your daughter. Maps. Got to teach them young. Get them hooked. Maps and lists and graphs. All that stuff. It's great. So, mixed bag after lunch really. Some really amazing cycle path along the coast, but I've got to a point now, the sand dunes are just coming in, eating up the cycle path. I keep hitting these patches where it's inches deep and having to push. I guess maybe without bags and rolling on fatties I might get through, but this is quite slow going. I think there's some rain coming in now as well. So first rain of the trip, and I'm going to do a few more kilometres and then I think I'm going to find a campsite because I've been 4 days in the semi-wilderness. You can quite do with a shower, but for now I'm just going to batten down the hatches. What's a hadge? Batten down the hatches and get underway because I want to get off this spit before the worst weather comes in. Anyhow, I'll see you in a bit. Let's go. This is futile. You ride 50 meters on semi-solid surface and then you're just back into like sand dune sand, inches deep. It's impossible to pedal in it. I'm doing more pushing than pedaling and I'm not really getting anywhere. But now I'm on like a little spit. I got the sea on that side, I got a lagoon on that side. There's no other way out, there's no other paths, and I think I'm about in the middle, so I don't want to go back. I guess I just got to push on and hope it clears up, but so much for making time. Blimey. Whew. Anyway, just keep thinking about a nice warm shower, nice hot food. I might treat myself to a pizza or a filthy burger or something. Right, now I'm all fired up. Let's go, come on. I got out of the sand dunes, now it's raining. So I'm in the semi-shelter of some trees. Just trying to work out where I am and where I'm going. I think there's a campsite about 10 miles up from here. I think I have to get a ferry first across a bay. I'm not really sure. I'm gonna go for it, but I'm tired now. I don't want to cycle in the rain. I think it's actually easing up, and it's not proper rain, it's just annoying nonsense. Anyway, up and at 'em. I was right, there was a ferry, but it doesn't go from where Google Maps or Open Cycle Map says it goes from. They've got a new ferry port. So I went to the old one and it was all sand dunes and there was a feral fox eating something in the bushes. It was all very hills have eyes. And so I didn't know what to do. And then I saw the ferry coming in up the coast and I had to race about a kilometre up the coast and I could see it coming in, I could see it coming in, and I made it. I got the last ferry of the day and it's pretty much just me and my bike. There's 2 cars down the end. That's all good. So I'm crossing the water to Aga, where I'm going to find a campsite. If this boat makes it. I don't like the sound of that. I don't like boats. Anyway, I think the crossing's only about 15 minutes, so we should be back on dry land very soon. I think it's rather fitting that I started this morning questioning the existence of the 3-day hump and then got served up the first hard day's riding of this trip. That was the first rain, the first cold fingers. If you've never pushed a fully laden bicycle through deep sand before, you're very lucky. And that last few miles after the ferry was just head down into the wind, cold and wet, with no shelter, out along that spit of sand through the sea. You know, that was pretty hard. But I still don't think there was a hump in there. You know there's going to be times when you're going to be cold and tired and hungry. But on a ride like this, you're not going to die. You're not going to get hypothermia or be eaten by bears or anything like that. And you can be certain that in the not too distant future, there is a time when there will be warmth and rest and dinner and a beer in this really posh Danish campsite. So, I don't know, what can one do except keep on pedalling? You know, that's my inspirational words of wisdom for this evening. Keep on pedalling. Cheers. I'll see you tomorrow.